All right, welcome back, everyone. We're getting ready to start game number 2 here shortly. Forget the names of these teams. Did Matt send you the names of the teams? Well, definitely
It
Rift
was
Runners is one of them.
6 feet apart against Rift Runners.
Right. Yeah, that's okay. I'm dumb. It's on stream. So 6 feet apart versus Rift Runners. Um, let's pull up the pick and bans for this game. And there we go. Rolling into picks and bans. I wonder if Matt is gonna pull out the OG Malphite Jungle one shot AP. What do you think?
Maybe. I could see it being good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Maybe some AP Recon. I know that's his signature special. So.
The AP Recon, right. I think that they've got. I don't want to give away strategies here because they might start banning, but they decided to throw a couple of newer players on some easier champions and some easier rules, so
All right.
it'll be interesting. What counters Malphite Jungle AP? Probably anything, right?
Any
Early. Yeah.
Any early game.
Any, anything early.
Anything at all.
Right.
Yeah. Like Rek'Sai would be good. Lee Sin would be good. Olaf would be really good.
Right. So basically, what we're looking for to beat 6 feet apart, you're gonna want to just invade. Just do it. Matt can handle it. And here we go. Rolling into ban 1 for blue. Looks like it's gonna be Maokai. Man, that Maokai from last game was legit putting on a clinic, so I'm not surprised. Gotta ban it out. There's the Zoe ban, the one shot. Get that out of here too. Ban 2 for blue is going to be Braum. Braum totally hurting any poke opportunity from 6 feet apart. Could potentially see like a Varus in the bot lane? Maybe an Ezreal?
Braum always counters that misfortune pick, so...
That is true, the MF ult. Orianna banned and then quickly Lux being banned. Looks like there's some target bans going on for 6 feet apart.
Matt's a man with a plan, so they definitely did the research here.
Yes, absolutely. It looks like there's a lot of mid laners actually taken off the plate early on. I wonder if this would be called for early mid picks. The pick 1, 2, and 3. It looks like there's actually a no ban for Red's third ban. It looks like MF, you were right. It looks like they're going to highlight it. Most likely lock this in. And I would think to pair it up with something like Nautilus or Thresh. But I think that they've got something a little bit different in store as MF is locked in. And we're going to see Red 1 potentially Renekton, and it is locked in, so Renekton most likely in the top lane. Could be flexed mid. But this would be an early pick for Renekton. A very interesting blind pick here. Red 2 looking to be maybe an AD answer to MF, maybe the Varus. But no, it's going to be a Leona taking it away from 6 feet apart. That's actually a very scary combo, the MF Leona. It looks like Malphite coming out. We called it. This is going to be the Malphite one-shot jungle if this is the case, if this is the lock-in.
Does make a lot of sense with the misfortune as well.
It does.
That wombo combo there.
Yes, and that is going to be the lock-in. Along with the Nautilus in the bot lane. I was wrong. I thought that they had something else in store, but it looks like Morgana actually being picked up potentially for the mid lane pick against uh, some of this hard engage like the Malphite and the Nautilus could be very helpful late game.
They could be going Leo Morgana bot lane and doing some weird stuff down there.
That'd be pretty interesting. We'd be in for a game if that were the case. Red 4 ban probably going to focus some more of these mid lane picks. Try and just choke this mid laner out of any potential gameplay champions. It looks like Andy's going to be taken off the table. Fiddlesticks now being taken away. The old sprite of Fiddlesticks now being taken away. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple more here. But it looks like maybe a Moo. Okay. Maybe they're thinking this is the Malphite flex and they're trying to flex around the Amumu pick. Could be possible. Rammus being taken away. They can stack armor and not feel completely terrible now. Or stack AD and not feel completely terrible.
I don't know how I feel about that, the Mumu ban.
Yeah, I feel like they're thinking this Malphite's the top instead. But this is going to be Leona Caitlyn bot lane with the Morgana, so a lot of utility for this Caitlyn to pop off as the Veigar is now being chosen for 6 feet apart, and a lot of heavy engage on the 6 feet apart team as the J4 is also locked in. That is a very scary engage combo. The Malphite with the Nautilus, Jarvan, and Veigar to peel. Or even Veigar to start it.
I gotta say that, is it Tur? Is that their name? They have a pretty good poke comp. I mean, like, they have good counter engage and disengage.
Ooh. The Ivern lock-in. Very interesting. A lot of supports for this Caitlyn and this Renekton just to pop off. And we could see the potential for the full AP Morgana actually doing a lot of damage. So we wouldn't be surprised to see that at any point in the late game. Just the one-shot Morgana.
We got ourselves a triple support comp with the Renekton Caitlyn running it down. I like it actually. I think this is a good answer to the Malphite because Ivern can out clear.
Yep.
And he can also invade pre-6 pretty safely. So
yes.
As long as he plays it smart, I think it's a good pick. I do like 6 feet apart's team fight better though, I have to say. Like their team fight's insane. So
yeah, I think that
see what they can do.
I think that this is just going to be huge on red team to keep this Caitlyn alive. That is your win con. That is what you drafted. You have to keep this player alive. Morgana has to use the spell shield for this Caitlyn, for this Malphite engage, potential J4, Veigar, literally anything. I could see this working out very well in favor of red team as long as they do keep these key players alive. But blue team, man, it's going to be hard to do that because blue team's engage is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, you can just Nautilus all into J4 all into a Veigar cage, and then Malphite can just ult. Like, any of them can really engage. I mean, Veigar can disengage too with this cage. MF has ult for like anybody getting trapped in the cage. It's just like an overall smart team comp. I think they scale really smartly too. You have
absolutely
the early game J4 and MF and Nautilus, and then you have the late game Malphite and Veigar damage. It's just going to be like an extremely hard game for T3RR or
yep.
T3. I don't know Terror.
Yeah.
To outplay, they just got to really play smartly around their carry champions, and just maybe get some early bindings on that Veigar and get some early kills mid. Would be my guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Seeing that we are getting ready to start in 3 minutes, so we're going to take just a little bit of a break and we'll be right back when it's game time. Don't go anywhere. Looks like we are just finished with the 3-minute delay, and I will pull us into game right now. We can see some pretty interesting stuff to start with. We can see the electrocute on the Veigar. That's going to be very helpful for early trades, um, helping to at least survive until late game, especially against something like the Morgana that uh, can very easily uh, get out of any kind of Vigar engage. We have the Renekton with the Conqueror, pretty typical. We have the Malphite top lane, in fact, with the Grasp, and that is Matt on the J4. He decided to not go with the Malphite pick in the jungle. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a better choice. I mean, I think the J4 jungle was a smart play because, the thought was that, oh, they're going to be playing Ivern to counterpick the Malphite jungle, and then...
Yeah.
Wait, was J4 picked before that or after that?
J4 is picked last.
Yeah, so really intelligent play there for them to flex it like that until the
Yes.
last pick, and then just play it, based on what they're seeing at the end. So
Yeah, I
it's
would
going to be
agree.
a hard game for red side for sure. I really think that it's going to come down to jungle early proximity this game. We're going to see a lot of fighting bot. Both of them have kind of like pretty strong kill lanes, I'd say, with the Caitlyn, Fiona, and the MF on the Nautilus. So we'll see what happens. It just depends on who can land the engage first and who has the damage early.
Yeah, we saw an early little bit of fun in the topside jungle with Ivern and J4. J4 backing instantly to switch out his ward with a sweeper. Help clear some vision as he's progressing through his jungle, see if Ivern has already been there or not. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a top lane start for Ivern. Should be able to get red buff down to blue buff, and as soon as he clears out a little bit more of his jungle, he's going to be able to get that first crab in the bot lane. It looks like both junglers actually starting topside.
Yeah, I think both are trying to play around jungle and mid. They're going because they're both kill lanes, and maybe that's why Vigar took Electrocute is to give the jungle more agency in the mid lane early.
Yep,
That'd be my guess.
I can see that. We could see, I would like to see this Vigar get any kind of lead in the mid lane. I think that he could very easily snowball this game, and I think the same goes for MF, honestly, with the combo or the team combos that 6 feet apart actually has to be able to lock down people. I just don't think this Caitlyn's going to be able to have that much fun this game, to be honest. Like J4, there's not really a way out of that ultimate. Malphite, sort of the same. I guess the Morgana Black Shield could protect that, but that has to be so well timed. And it looks like actually a lot of damage going on to Nautilus, but being traded back over to the Caitlyn, a trade in the favor of, I would say that would be 6 feet apart, simply because Nautilus being able to heal up pretty easily with the health pushes that he took early game. And it looks like another trade in the top lane. Not much going to be happening there, though.
Yeah, I mean, Malphite's got to be careful early top. I mean, Renekton can really just go in and maybe get some early kills. He took the Ignite, so he's looking for the aggro lane.
Yep, that's going to be Malphite. Half health. He needs to be very careful. But it looks like Caitlyn actually getting caught out having to flash away. Leona blowing the flash very shortly after. That's a good trade for the side of 6 feet apart. It looks like Malphite just farming. It looks like Ivern trying to give J4 just a little bit of trouble in the lane, but it looks like he's actually going to go all in on this. And it looks like bot lane roam first, and that's going to be first kill going over to the Caitlyn. It's a little bit too ambitious on that. I think that if the bot lane 6 feet apart had roamed just a little bit earlier, that would have gone a little bit differently. MF had healed, probably could have saved the J4. Yeah, that's nonetheless a kill over to the Caitlyn.
I mean, that feels bad because, I mean, look at jungle CS already. It's 24 to 12 with Ivern just absolutely plowing through the CS. Like, the dude can just walk through and make friends with every little jungle creature that he wants to, and, J4's got to bop them. So.
Yep, absolutely.
A
But
little quicker.
right now, Ivern's just a little bit too low, leaving J4 free to get this scuttle. And it looks like Caitlyn, with her fleet, being able to heal up. Vigar actually landing a little bit of good damage onto this Morgana. And it looks like actually J4 going up for the gank onto the Renekton. It looks like Renekton going to flash instantly to get away from that. Could this be an easy escape for the Renekton? No, he's going to put the Ignite down on the Malphite, but not enough damage is going to come out. It looks like Ivern going to flash, shield the Renekton. Very well played. J4 going back in, taking up a kill onto the Renekton.
Yeah, it looks like Ivern threw his shield a little early and it didn't really block much damage. I mean, it's not his fault. Like, he just expected the final burst to be there. But then when their cooldowns came back up, the shield was off, and they were able to just burst down the Renekton quickly. So,
Yeah,
bad timing there, but, you know, it'd be like that sometimes, unfortunately.
I think if you're Ivern Renekton, you're looking to just back off after that. You take that trade as a win for your team, having Renekton blow flash and then the Ivern blow flash. Very good for the top side. But I guess it's still fine because they ended up picking a kill up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they got the kill and both flashes, so it's looking real good. I don't know how useful flash is on Ivern, really. Like, I guess, like, if he gets caught out, but I think it's going to be pretty hard for...
I've actually seen a lot of some plays with Ivern where Ivern jungle is taking heal instead of flash, so...
That makes sense, I can see that.
Yeah, just full support mode.
Take smite. Or maybe go like unsealed spellbook and like switch to heal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Later on. Yeah,
Yep.
I can see that being good.
And it looks like we're just going to be farming around in every lane. Vigar getting hit by a stun as Renekton is full engaging on the Malphite, and there's a lot of minions there. He's taking a lot of damage, and that's half HP on the Malphite.
Yeah, this Renekton is getting a lot of damage off, and I mean, he did pop ult there, but unfortunately, because he doesn't have much lane to work with, he can't really do much more to the Malphite and just kind of pressure him under his tower and deny him a little bit of CS.
Exactly. We could see double amplifying tome for Vigar, one for Morgana, and boots for Morgana. Looks like Ivern just went into the jungle and took the Raptors away from J4, and is looking potentially to get another scuttle here. Ping's going on to the mid lane. Is J4 looking to potentially get a kill onto the Morgana? This could be huge for Vigar if he could eventually catch her out. It looks like there's some shenanigans going on in the bot lane. It looks like J4 actually going to run into Ivern. It's actually a really good trade for Ivern. Ivern smiting the scuttle away. And it looks like bot lane, Caitlyn actually went down in the midst of all that kill going over to the MF. Looks like Ping's going over to Dragon. They're looking to secure the first Dragon of the game, which is an Infernal Dragon, meaning we're not going to see an Infernal Soul in this one.
Ivern's got to be careful here. I mean, he might be able to steal. I mean, yeah, he's low.
It looks like J4 barely going down. The heal not being able to save the J4 from the MF, but it looks like a lot of damage coming down from the Vigar. It looks like they're actually going to catch out Leona. And on the back end of that fight, Nautilus going down, being hit by one of Morgana's Qs. Very, very unlucky, and everyone backs away from Dragon as everyone resets. A little bit of vision being cleared out in the bot lane. More vision being cleared out in blue side jungle. Renekton having a solid push on the enemy. No fear of J4 being there anytime soon, even though he just backed. He could have potentially just soloed top lane. I guess he did clear the ward, so they do know he's there.
Yeah. Nobody secured Drake on that fight either, so Drake is still up.
Drake is still up. We could see the blue buff being available for the Morgana, putting Morgana at a very favorable edge against Vigar, unless Vigar can pick up a blue buff as well.
not really needed those 2 kills. I mean, if you look at the CS lead that the Vigar has right now, it's
Yeah, it's
really important
huge.
for that Morgana that she was able to get those 2 kills to kind of even up the gold lead there that Vigar was getting. It
Yep.
does look like Vigar is going the Super Soaker build, so he's getting a GLP and Twin Shadows, which will slow, which creates even more utility for his team to lock down and just get some more, more kills and more like picks on the enemy team. So.
Yep. And we can see that max range Q landing onto the Vigar. Quite a bit of damage going over. And here's the question, is Vigar going to come over and pick up this blue buff? And it looks like they're pinging for it to go to the Vigar, which is very, very good for this mid lane matchup.
Ooh, and top just got red buff too, so this could be a kill lane now for the Renekton with the slows and the burn on his auto attacks.
We're seeing a trade in the top lane right now. Ooh, Renekton flashing, igniting. There's Malphite re-engaging and J4 following it right back up. It looks like, ooh, the flash into nothing. Both members going to go down. 2 kills over to the Renekton. It looks like a lot more damage in the bot lane as a gank comes through from Ivern and the kill going over to Caitlyn.
Looks like red team's looking pretty good right now in their solo lanes. I mean, couldn't get anything out of that gank, and Renekton was able to turn it around, and now you got both sides of the map just pushing forward and getting plates and getting Dragon.
Yep. Dragon is going to be most likely picked up for this red team uncontested unless Vigar can do anything about this and he's going to walk away. Just give first Dragon up. Not a big deal, as Mountain Dragon is now the next dragon in 5 minutes. So we won't be seeing a Mountain Soul in this game as well. That means either Ocean or Wind. Wind could be potentially very scary if Red were to get Soul, because Renekton, along with Morgana engage, could be very, very scary.
Think about a 40% CDR Vigar ult though. That would be insane.
That would be all very, very insane. So both teams looking to secure what could potentially be a Cloud Soul, and it looks like actually both mid laners getting caught up. Oh, the ulti engaged from the Nautilus, actually catching the Caitlyn, and a lot of damage coming out. Matt picking up the kill onto the Caitlyn. That's a good shutdown into the pocket of the J4.
Sums went down. I'm on a Ignite from the Leona, so they can definitely look to, make another gank down there. I'm
Absolutely.
surprised that we're not seeing the Ivern trying to pressure the Rift Herald right now. I think J4 is trying to roam across the map to see if that is happening at this moment in time, but Ivern chose to invade instead.
Yep, but the blue buff was down, so there was nothing to get there. Just placed a control ward and left. Going back to his own jungle to pick up some more gold in there. Mid lane, I still give this way in favor of Vigar. You can see the items are pretty in favor of Vigar.
Yeah, I mean he's doubling Morgana's CS right now.
Yeah, that's huge.
Obviously seems to be more of a comfort pick for him than it is for her, unfortunately for him.
Absolutely, and a good trade for the Malphite actually. Very surprising. The Renekton actually took a tower shot, making it a little bit better of a trade. Red side clearing a little bit of vision in some of these bushes, trying to make it so that those shenanigans that just happened cannot happen again. Ivern looking for a potential invade onto the bot side. He's very low. He's got to be pretty careful. Looks like Ivern just taking away the Raptors, and it looks like he could potentially be looking bot lane. Maybe just... Nope, he's not even going to go towards the control ward.
Pretty smart path. He got some good vision in their outside jungle.
Yep,
So
and we can see J4 now picking up Rift Herald for the blue team. Potentially look to drop this mid, get a first tower, and try and get somewhat of a lead. It's been back and forth all early games so far. Blue team would love to get a first dragon.
I think they are picking this up a bit late, and I don't think Shirley will be spawning this game, fortunately, because of the late pickup on Shelly. So, you know, you do miss out a lot of gold without getting both the rifts, but at least they got one, and they could probably drop it right before the plates expire. If not, then
Plates just expired 15 seconds ago, so we won't be seeing a little bit of gold there, but this is first turret if this does hit. And that's going to be almost the entire first turret. Not enough, though, leaving the opportunity for top lane and bot lane turrets to go down. Most likely not bot lane, but it looks like Ivern going for the flash engage onto the J4. Vigar cage stopping any further engage from that, but a flash blown from the red side jungler has got to feel good for the blue team.
Maybe it did keep them off first blood turret for a little while. That's what I can only expect. That was what the idea of that was. But it's not going to feel good to have Ivern with no flash again for another 4 minutes.
Yeah, no flash engages from this Ivern, this big playmaker jungler that's been a really heavy influence in this game so far. 4 assists, and it looks like actually a lot of damage going on to this Morgana. Morgana having to flash away from a lot of damage coming in from Vigar, scared of that ultimate. It looks like first turret is going to go to blue team. That's now a 300 gold lead for blue, putting them just a little bit more ahead. But right now, if you're blue team, I think you're looking at where the gold is, who's got kills, and you're pretty happy with how things are going. You've got MF with 202 and a 30 CS lead on her opponent, and then the Vigar with a 50 CS lead over his opponent and 1-0. So gold in the right places, the right people are getting ahead. You're pretty happy with how things are going right now.
I think Malphite is just going to be an all bot for them this game anyway. Like, he's going to, of course, he's going to be able to do a bit of damage and be tanky there for him, but he's definitely not the person you really need someone to go getting onto. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, but we could see it engage potentially here onto the Vigar, getting caught out by the ultimate, having to get out, but not able to. It looks like the J4 ult actually being able to catch out the Morgana. Morgana going down, kill going over to the J4, and it looks like Ivern very closely after is going to fall to J4 as well. That's going to be turret for the blue team.
They were able to trade back that J4 kill, which was really good on that last auto for the Ivern, which was, you know, good to see.
Absolutely. Oh, we don't see them actually focusing this dragon. They're looking for this bot lane engage. And this could go very well for blue team. They're not expecting it at all. They're going to catch this Caitlyn out very easily. Caitlyn having to blow flash to get out of this, but a lot of damage going over to MF. Has to be careful. Lots of flashes and heals blown. MF ulting to get just a little bit more damage, but it's not enough. Both teams walk away fairly healthy. Ooh, a lot more damage coming out. Ult coming out. Ooh, both killed in the bot lane. One going to MF, one going to Nautilus. Almost getting caught out by that ultimate from Leona.
That Q was nuts.
That was very good Q.
From the Leo to the Caitlyn and just like pretty much killed both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. This is an uncontested dragon for the blue team here. This is going to be a Cloud Soul. Huge for either team. But who's going to get it? Blue team with a pretty good lead. Malphite for the first time seeing that turret and being able to hit it. Vigar here to clear out this control ward that has been there most of the game. As Ivern is looking to make a play top, this could be a potentially dead Malphite here. If he's not careful, he's going to ult the Ivern to get a little bit of a knock-up, flashing away just to be a little bit safer. Vigar catching Ivern in the cage, getting the kill pickup. It looks like Renekton is in a lot of trouble. Malphite could potentially go down, but no. Vigar going to ult to not let the Renekton get away.
Red team's gonna shove his 3 to maybe try to get some more pressure on that bot lane turret, but just too late. You know, Nautilus is almost back to the lane, and Vigar's gonna be able to shove out mid, so Morgana's gonna have to return to mid and try to stop that tier 2 push for the Vigar.
Yep. And you can see J4 now being able to creep into the Ivern's jungle. He's had those camps up for a little while, but won't be able to secure them now that J4 has taken the uh, the not the scuttle. What is that? What what?
Rift Channel?
No, the what is this buff? Right, hold on, right here. What is this one or this camp?
Rug.
Krugs. Thank you, man.
English is hard sometimes.
It is. I do words good.
I do.
Malphite pushing out a little bit on the top lane, it looks like, as bot lane's just going to farm. Not a lot happening in this top lane other than a few ganks that have been relatively unsuccessful. Ivern hasn't really been able to do much there.
I'm surprised to see. I'm surprised to see the Renekton not going first item Bork here.
Actually, you're right.
I thought that was just like what he built now. You know what I mean? But I mean, I can understand with all the armor they have on the side of blue team for him to go the Black Cleaver. And
Yeah.
tankiness. But I feel like Bork is just a better item right now.
Hold that thought. We see 4 people in the bot lane. It looks like Ivern ulting might be able to catch out the MF, and it looks like she actually is. But the Q not landing from the Morgana, the re-engage from the J4 actually catching up the Leona and the Caitlyn, stopping any further engage. But the Ivern ult getting the last auto onto the MF. That's a big shutdown going to Ivern.
Can't sleep on Daisy.
Can't sleep on Daisy. That is true.
This Ivern is building full AP. By the way.
Yes, he is. He's building a Stinger and a needlessly large rod. Okay. Who am I to judge the ways of the Ivern, who's been dominating in this early game?
Yeah, he's had some really good plays.
Absolutely. We can see just a whole bunch of vision being cleared out. Red side actually has really good vision of all these major objectives. Baron is heavily warded. Dragon is heavily warded. There's one ward over here for blue side, and it looks like blue taking out just another ward down by the dragon. But Baron looking fairly lit up for the side of red team. We see Vygar just farming, stacking up his Q. Wonder, can we see how many? We can't see how many stacks he has. Right?
Cover over his name on like the scoreboard, maybe.
If
I click on it.
Nah, I didn't do anything.
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure he's well on his way to getting 1,000 AP. Going to be a very scary late game champion.
Is a lot of stacks for Vygar. Like, is one stack 1 AP?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, if you hit someone with an ability, that's 1 AP. If you last hit a minion with your Q, that's 1 AP. Ooh, barely catching out the Morgana. This is going to be a lot of damage, and ulti killing the Morgana. The full combo from the Vygar is very scary. We can see blue team now turning their focus to the dragon. It's going to be dragon number 3 in the game, and number 2 for this blue team. 2 more, and this is a Cloud Soul for blue side. J4, Leona playing with fire, getting caught out by the Vygar, but Ivern here to save the day, and it looks like he'll actually going to save the Leona. J4 may have just overstepped a little bit too far, but he's able to get out of this one. MF, one more auto would do it, but the ulti taking down both members for blue team. Ivern's now the next pick up here, and it looks like Daisy going to be able to keep him out a little bit, but it's not going to do enough. A lot of damage coming out from the Ivern. He has the Rabadon's death cap, but still not enough. All members still alive for blue team, and it looks like there's now a duel in the top lane. Oh, never mind. Scratch that. They're just going to walk away from each other. They're too tanky. What an engage on the bot side. Almost one of the worst trades you could have made for blue team. But all members coming out alive and taking down 3 members on the red team. Now, is that just the stinger for this Ivern? It is. So I wonder what that's. Is that going to be a full Nasher's Tooth?
Gotta be Nashers.
Gotta be Nashers. That's what I think. That's interesting. Interesting build.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I think one thing I have to say about Renekton is he's done a good job at keeping the Malphite in lane.
Absolutely.
Because if he was, if Malphite was roaming get those ults, it could be, snowballing this game even harder. So,
yep,
that is one good thing he has been doing, and I think that he has like the capability of, if he can, like split push throughout the game and stop them from, overtly snowballing the game, all the way to the end. So
yeah, and it looks like Ivern actually going to be caught out here. That's a lot of burst damage, and J4 picking up the final blow on that. Shortly before this, tier 1 top lane going down for this red side, so that's a little bit of a gold boost for this red team. Hopefully they can turn this around and start showing some signs of life and start getting some of these items built. It's definitely going to be hard for this Morgana because she's down by a lot of CS to all the carry members of the blue team. Ooh, Leona actually getting caught out by the Vigor cage, not respecting the distance of that cage, bringing her down.
the Ivern does need to be careful now. I mean, he can't just be going around to the enemy jungle at this point in the game and expecting himself to not get punished for it, because they have no tier 1s on the bot side, and on the top side they had only 1 member up there, so him walking through the jungle like that was just like asking to get picked off there.
Yep, and there was the Nautilus ult onto the Ivern. And it looks like Nautilus might be getting caught out here, actually. Morgana landing a snare, and the kill going over to Caitlyn.
Yeah, it was a well played, well done trade there.
Yep, so now red team's just going to lick their wounds and try and clear out some vision in their jungle. It looks like they're going to be able to do so pretty freely. It doesn't seem like blue team's objective was just to go in there and play some vision and get some pressure on this bot side. We can see Dragon coming up in a minute. Both teams are probably going to try and focus that as their next objective. But the flash onto the Renekton, but missing the W. That feels so tragic.
I mean, he's just trying to make a play,
Yeah. But the Malphite has the Sunfire cape built. So I don't think
and
that...
he has ult, and he has probably his flash up as well.
I don't think that would have gone through anyway. But that's okay.
I respect the flex, alright?
It was worth a try.
Maybe he's just trying to bait the jungler topside to secure his team, the Dragon.
There it is. He'll 2v1 again. He did it before. Ooh, a failed blue ward. 2 team members placing down a blue ward into that brush. But clearing out the vision of the Dragon. Blue team has priority of this objective. Ivern having to ult. But Leona getting caught in the ult. That's a huge Vigor W, taking half of Leona's HP out. And J4 engaged, catching 3 members out for the red team. Morgana having to flash away. The junglers for both teams down. Caitlyn barely getting out of that Vigor cage rage. This could be a potential steal. But they're just going to back up. Could have been a potential steal, both junglers being dead. I mean, the opportunity was there.
Yeah, both Ivern and Morgana missed their bindings there on the beginning of that play, and that really made it hard for them to get a decent engage off. So.
Yep, and we can see the engage now onto the Renekton. Renekton thought he had caught out the MF, but that's not the case. A kill going over to the Malphite. Malphite having to flash away, not being able to pick up the kill onto the Morgana, but Caitlyn now in danger, and that's a lot of damage really quick. Nautilus picking that one up.
The max range Q by the Nautilus. Alright, look like they're gonna get the Baron now off
Yep.
that play.
Sights turn to Baron, and it looks like no one's here to contest this. J4 getting rid of the blasting plant, and it looks like this is just going to be a free Baron for blue side.
Always feels so bad when you have one bad play that just, you know, snowballs into another play where they can just get a Baron off of it.
Yep, absolutely. Vygar with a lot of AP now. He's got the Mortal Nomicon, he's got the Hextech, and he's got the Rabadons. He hits like a truck now. He's just looking for that 40 CDR as soon as possible. And it looks like now the next objective would be Dragon in 3 minutes. This is sole point for blue team. So will be heavily contested by the red team. If they give this up, I'm pretty sure that this is 100% game over. That's a lot of damage from 1Q, not even bouncing off of a minion. Five members now barreling down mid lane for this blue team. They're A-ramming it. They're going down.
I think that's a smart play. I mean, we were talking about how strong their team fight is, and honestly, they could probably just dive this tower if they really wanted to.
Absolutely, but that's one W on the Morgana. That's a lot of HP missing now.
Oh no.
Red team just trying to keep these minions off of this turret, trying to save their base. Needing to catch someone out. It looks like Renekton's going to engage, but not be able to catch anyone out. In the Vygar cage, catching everyone. That's 4 members instantly dead for the side of red team.
I think that's game.
This should be game. That's a lot of damage onto Ivern. He's got to back up. That's at least inhibitor. It looks like they're just going to push to end. They can do it. They've got 20 seconds left on Caitlyn. Nautilus needs to tank here. It looks like they're actually just going to explode the Ivern. And he's down. That is all members down, and this is going to be GG for 6 feet apart.
That's a valiant effort, but at the end of the day, team comp was too strong.
Absolutely. We saw it from Champ Select. This deadly engage from a lot of these members, really threatening a lot of these members on red team. Like the Caitlyn just was not able to stay alive in a lot of these fights because of the heavy engage. And we can see actually the work being put in by the MF, by the Vygar, even the Malphite having a ton of damage, being able to shut down these members and not be able to do anything and not get a start for this red team.
Yeah, I mean that Ivern's dishing out the damage as well. Poor guy.
Yeah, that's very high damage on an Ivern.
Yeah, I've never seen damage that much on an Ivern, I'd say.
Yeah.
Impressive, honestly.
Very well done. That was an Asher's Tooth that he ended up finishing. Interesting. Well, that's going to do it for week 1 of the coaches tournament. We're going to be back here in a week for 2 more games, I believe. Is it 2 more games?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think it's 2 more games. Let me look. Hold on. I have the picture. Coach Rivals.
As long as they're funny, he doesn't get cut.
Exactly. No, it's looking like 2 more games next week, so be sure to join us next week. Actually, we can switch over really quickly. So yeah, we can see right now 5-7. It's looking like 5-7 looks like the next game. It's going to be not too bad. We saw them play earlier, a very close game for them versus Team 3, and then 6 feet apart, who just won, will play Early Risers, the team that just won on at 6:30 today. So we got some good matches coming up for you next week, so be sure to join. And with that, Riley, any parting words?
Just keep it up, and I'm excited to see you guys next week.
Absolutely. All right. Bye, everyone.